Good day. We need to talk about celebrity magazines of the 90s and noughties, where every single part of your personality, your love life, your body was picked apart and no celebrity was respected or revered. And at the top of that toxic pyramid was Heat magazine. This is an issue from 2006, 20 years ago. Heat was first published in 1999 up until now. Unbelievably, it's still in print. So join me as together we go through what was the top celebrity news of this year. We start off with an absolute classic toxic cover from Heat. Most of the covers from magazines around this time, like Now, New, Heat, were like this. They're about your weight, looking drunk, stains, your weight, fake tan disasters, your weight. They also decided that unless you were clearly skinny, you must be experiencing a weight battle. This phrase was used a lot. So on this cover from January 2006, we have Angelina being pregnant and Jennifer Aniston's reaction, Britney showing off her new baby, Sean, Kate Moss dating a younger man, and Celebrity Big Brother UK Series 4, which you will see soon was an absolute classic. Here we go then. So we're on to the first page, which was called Everyone's Talking About, and it was meant to be the most gossipy story of the week. This week it was Angelina's pregnancy. This was at the peak of the Brad, Angelina and Jennifer love triangle, but more on this later. So here you have apparently Charlotte Church going through a weight battle, which is a load of rubbish. She looks amazing, but they've decided because she was a little bit skinnier at some point before this, that she must be now experiencing a weight battle. She's only 19 in these photos. I hope that puts it into perspective how unpalatable this is now. Oh, this is what we've come for. Celebrity Big Brother UK Series 4. This was 20 years ago. Let that sink in for a little bit. It ran during January 2006, so I think this was just at the start of it when we're looking through this now. We're only going to talk about two things here, as I could make a whole video on this series easily. These are all the participants, as you can see. We've got a bit about each celebrity here. We use the term celebrity loosely, always. And then, of course, there was this lovely lady. This was Chantel. Now, she was the only non-celeb, and she had to pretend that she was a real celebrity in a girl group called Candy Floss. If she failed to convince the other celebrities that she was a celeb, she would be evicted from the house. Not only did she successfully fool her housemates, but she won the whole series. She was an absolute goddess. Then it gets even more crazy. She married fellow housemate Preston on 25th of August 2006. So 8 months later she married him, but then sadly they did divorce 10 months after that on the grounds of Preston's unreasonable behaviour. She then ended up having a daughter with Alex Reid. I don't know if you remember him. He was previously married to Katie Price. The second thing we need to talk about is George Galloway. This series has been immortalised for the rest of human time because of him pretending to be a cat. He was an MP at this point, remember? He famously said, "Would you like me to be the cat?" and started purring and like drinking milk from Rula's hands, and she started petting him. Obviously, you can Google it to remind yourself, but I think if you're watching this, you don't need to. You remember this very clearly, like we all do, and like we will remember for the rest of our lives. So it's not official yet, but obviously it's so unofficial that the magazines feel confident enough to print it. Jen and Brad have separated and they officially divorced the year before in 2005. It wasn't until the day after that apparently Angelina Jolie confirmed to People magazine that she was pregnant with Brad Pitt's child. At the time, they hadn't even confirmed that they were even in a relationship, but everyone knew about it because obviously there was loads of paparazzi shots and everything like that. She ended up giving birth to Shiloh, which was their first child together. outside of their adopted children in May 2006. So actually she was around 4 to 5 months pregnant at the time of this announcement. I get it. It probably is a shock for someone like Jennifer to divorce from your husband, and in that 12-month period since, he's gotten another woman pregnant. But it's not just another woman, is it? It's Angelina Jolie, who is certainly at that time sort of peak woman. You know, there isn't anyone above her on the pyramid. Oh, and side note, she was dating Vince Vaughn at this point. So she's doing fine, she's all right. These are happier times for the lovely Britney Spears. This was pre-conservatorship, where her dad had effectively taken control of her life. She had met Kevin Federline on tour in 2004, and they were married that same year in September 2004. And Sean Preston was born September 2005. His brother Jaden was born September 2006, so this is somewhere in between that. This was peak paparazzi hounding Britney era. The paps hounded her and followed her everywhere with her newborn sons and criticised everything she was doing with them. She was clearly under a lot of stress. I think this was like my favourite page, and I don't really know why, because reading it through now it's a bit crazy. This was spotted, and essentially it was just celebrities being spotted in random places. I had so many questions about this at the time, and I still do. How did this work? There are some initials here from contributors, so obviously this is people's initials who have spotted them, but how did you tell them about it? I just never worked it out. So in 2006, cameras on mobile phones were becoming more popular, not brilliant quality, but you could now submit your own picture here, which was such a novelty at the time. And you could even win some money for it, £200. Oh, and I love how it's a cheque as well. A cheque for 200. That's showing its age, isn't it? I mean, you've got the back of David and Victoria's heads there. Absolute classic. And Helen and Paul from Big Brother 2 UK. So many of the celebs that are mentioned in this are just not famous anymore. But that was what was brilliant about it. They weren't really that famous at the time. What you really want to hear is Tom Cruise picking a gherkin out of the bin and eating it. But instead, we get Graham Norton spotted in a Waitrose, Jeremy Beadle buying a digital camera in the January sales from Dixon's at Brent Cross Shopping Centre. Absolute classic. And then Blue's Simon Webb saying, "Can't I go anywhere?" when a female fan stopped him outside a hotel in Manchester. Here we go. Top 10 sexiest celebs. Don't ask me why this isn't a headline on the front cover. I don't understand, because this is obviously what we're all here for. Why they didn't advertise it on the front cover, I have absolutely no idea. I don't know about you, but I am still interested in People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive every year. If you're curious, Jonathan Bailey from Bridgerton and Wicked won it last year, rightly so. This was Heat's attempt, as voted by the readers themselves. So let's go through it. These are the boys. So, number 10, we have Orlando Bloom. He was everywhere at this point. Pirates of the Caribbean, Lord of the Rings. We were obsessed. There's Jesse Metcalfe at number 9. He was still only famous for Desperate Housewives. I think that's sort of the same to this point now as well. Number 8, Matthew Fox. Spoiler alert, Josh Holloway, Sawyer from Lost, is not in this list. This is baffling to me. Yes, he's a good looking guy, you know, don't get me wrong here, but Sawyer, way better. I just don't understand. Number 7, Paul Walker, RIP. Number 6, Gareth Gates. He was the runner-up on the first ever Pop Idol in 2002. You've got Johnny Depp at number 5. He's never really fallen out of these sexiest celeb lists until recently, where he's now walking a fine line between being adored but being utterly cringeable for his bad behaviour in his marriage with Amber Heard. Number 4, Brad Pitt, not mortal. This is where it gets really interesting. Number 3, Nigel Harman. When I turned over the page and saw this, I was dying. Do you remember him, or are you asking, who the hell is this? He was everywhere in the noughties. It's like the TV industry couldn't believe someone who looked like him would be on a soap opera like EastEnders. I've looked at his credits since, and he never really went on to anything major. He did a lot of theatre work, but I feel like he left EastEnders because he was probably promised they would sell him into leading actor roles in other big TV shows or films. But he didn't really take off that much. Will Young, he was the actual winner of Pop Idol 2002, and apparently he was last year's Sexiest Man. And this is number 1, Robbie Williams. This was, I guess, peak Robbie mania at this time, 2006. He had 6 solo albums at this point. Now we take a look at the girls. Number 10, Sienna Miller. She looks even better today than she did 20 years ago. Incredible. Number 9, Jennifer Lopez. She is another vampire. Looks probably even better today. Amazing. Jessica Simpson at number 8. I don't think I'm being mean here when I say they've done her a bit dirty by using this picture of her though. Number 7, Jennifer Aniston. Perfection, basically. Number 6, Kelly Brook. She was the ultimate pin-up girl of this decade in the UK. Number 5, Jessica Alba. Also another vampire. She looks insane in 2026. She managed to move herself from another pin-up actress to a multi-millionaire entrepreneur. Number 4, Beyonce, obviously. Number 3, and last year's winner, Rachel Stevens. This was another lady who in 2006 was absolutely everywhere. She was one of those women who was always in the lads mags, but all the women love her too. She used to obviously be in S Club 7. And she just seemed like a decent human as well. And then number 2 is Charlotte Church. So you've just been a bit aggressive on the front cover about her shape. And then here she is, voted by the readers as the 2nd most sexiest woman in the world. She looks absolutely stunning. Number 1, Angelina Jolie. She isn't mortal. I've got to show you this advert from Woolworths. This was a shop of dreams that we all mocked at the time, but that we all now wish it still existed and we all miss. This was the era when everyone had a workout DVD, long before YouTube workouts existed. Davina McCall was my go-to. You've got Katie Price as Jordan. You've got Kelly Holmes, who was a gold medalist at the 2004 Olympics. There's Claire Sweeney, TV legend at the time. There's even Lady Isabella Harvey, sister of Victoria Harvey, who were like famous for just being rich and posh, and they just turned up to events. Did you own any of these? I need to know about them. And then at the back of Heat magazine was a TV guide. So let's look at one of these days. This is the 17th of January 2006. So their highlight, apart from obviously Celebrity Big Brother at Channel 4 at 9 o'clock, was Holiday Showdown. Basically, it was a wife swap style reality show that is a family swap on holiday. So you get a sort of richer family that go on a poorer holiday and a poorer family that go on a richer holiday. There was also so many shows based around fitness and fatness. There was Celebrity Fit Club, aka Celebrity Fat Club. You are what you eat, with the absolutely terrifying, not a real doctor, Gillian McKeith. And then Supersized Surgery. I need to lie down after that. Do you know what's even scarier? That this is 20 years old. That I used to buy this magazine every single week for 15 years. This is how we got our fix of celebrity news before the internet gave it to us all for free. Join me next time. We'll be going through another issue from another year. Please leave me a comment if you remember any of these stories, or if you even had this exact copy of Heat. Stay kind, and I'll see you soon.